Gerald Lucas here with another installment of Ask Gerald, where you get your real estate questions answered. Today's question comes from Dale, and Dale writes from Farmingdale, New Jersey. And Dale writes, I just bought a big multi-unit property, and I've got a huge tax bill I have to pay this year. What can I do to reduce the tax bill? Well, Dale, potentially one way to reduce your tax bill is by componentizing your property. Now, componentizing property is a tax strategy called cost segregation that, if implemented, may allow you to accelerate the depreciation on your property so you can take a larger deduction earlier on when you own it that would reduce your tax burden and potentially increase your cash flow. So here's how cost segregation works. Normally when you buy a property, the building structure is depreciated over a set period of time. That period of time is 27 and a half years for a residential property and 39 years for commercial property. And if you hire an expert to do an analysis or what's called a cost segregation study, you can reclassify certain components of your property into shorter term asset categories. And by doing that, it allows you to accelerate the depreciation and take a larger depreciation earlier on within the life of your ownership of the property. Now, the people that this cost segregation or componentization is going to benefit the most are people who have recently bought a property, or recently built a property, or recently renovated a property. And again, you need an expert who's got experience doing the study. And it's important also to understand that componentization or cost segregation is really a tax deferral strategy. It's not a permanent tax reduction. So it's allowing you to take bigger depreciation earlier on, which means that later on you can't take as much depreciation, and it may ultimately affect the tax that you owe when you ultimately sell the property. But again, it's important that you get an expert who has experience and who knows what they're doing, so that your analysis or cost segregation study is accurate and defensible. And so I'd recommend someone like, for example, Geraldine Serrano, who's the queen of cost seg, who's probably the best in the business that I'm aware of. So thanks for your question, Dale. For more real estate tips and information, visit my blog at geraldlucas.com. I'm Gerald Lucas, and I'll see you again soon.